Hi everyone, my name is Simon and welcome to another speed build video on my channel. So the house that I'm building here, I started recording a couple of months ago. I think I started this shortly after Snowy Escape came out actually. And I used all of the Snowy Escape items, well that's most of them. And since the pack is Japanese themed, I figured this house is also Japanese inspired. I say that because I do not claim this to be any authentic Japanese architecture. I don't know too much about it, but I wanted to make use of all the items that came with Snowy Escape. It took me a while to finish this. I don't know why it took me that long. I had other builds. I started other builds and I wasn't too excited about this one anymore, or didn't have any inspiration to finish it really. But I think in the end it turned out really nicely. I finished it just the other day and thought that I should complete the speed build video as well. So what I've done here so far is create these kind of side protection with the wall decorations that came with Snowy Escape. And in order to speed up this process, because I was building a lot of these kind of walls, I pre-planned this and put a room into my library where I had already lined up all of these wall decorations, so that I just had to plop it where I wanted the wall to go and then delete the wall, and it was such a time saver. I did the same thing for the kind of roof screen that I did with the same items. These I turned around with a tool. With what else? It wouldn't be possible without it. And you know, here then you see me adjust the height with tool again, and I really love the look of it. They also cast these really cool shadows on the floor, which I like as well. And yeah, that's the main feature of the house basically. So you have all these kind of sunscreens above the patios and the entrance area. The other main feature would obviously be the hot spring that I placed next to the entrance. And I figure this is not really how it would be in an actual Japanese home. Privacy is very important there as far as I understand. And so this is like my creative take on this. I really liked to have it in the entrance area, so it would kind of serve a double purpose of a fountain that everyone who would come visit would admire, but also have the usable hot spring there for the inhabitants of the house to use. The third key feature then I would think is the green roof. There are a lot of plants on there, and I didn't use any actual roof, so it's just a flat rooftop, and I put a lot of greenery there. Inside I built, you just saw that, the like a tiny little Zen garden, if that's the right term for that, you know, with a little bit of sand. And I later switch out the bamboo plant with one of those topiary trees, because the bamboo plant, I had to scale it down so much that in order to fit there. But when you moved in there with the camera in live mode, then it would always like disappear and you wouldn't see it at all. So you would have to be very far away to actually see the bamboo, and with the topiary tree, so you could also see that when you're up close with the live mode camera. Continuing the plant theme, you see me here using all these planters on the platforms around the house. I think they are from Get to Work. I also think I've never used these before. It's always so fun when you kind of find an item that you've never even made any use of, and then you kind of find a way to incorporate it in a build somehow. There are a couple of items that I've never used and always go back to the old faithful ones. Here also, these are also from Get to Work, and I think I've never used these as well. These are these like front desk kind of counters, and here I used them for the kitchen to create like a very clean and modern kind of kitchen. I restricted myself here to not clutter it all that much, to kind of keep a clean and simple, very elegant look. And I think it turned out in the end. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with the look of it. In order to create these hanging cabinets there, I used a base game shelf. I think it's I think it's supposed to be a kids shelf, like for a kids room. And then I used a wall sign from Dine Out and sized it down and moved it around with the tool again to kind of create these very clean and simple and modern kitchen cabinets. Here you see me build like a small office space. This house doesn't really have a room dedicated to being an office. I do have, however, a room upstairs that will be a photo studio, and I rarely ever build those. That was kind of fun, but by the end I felt like I could have done a little bit more, but it turned out too. Here I used, I think this is also from Dine Out, I used these partitions, and I turned them, or one of them, upside down with the tool and placed them on top of each other to create this wall decoration there. I think this turned out pretty nicely as well. Initially I didn't even plan to put the seating area with the television in that open spot right there, but rather in the room that you see in the back of the screen right now. But it was such a small space. It was like a 3 by, I don't know, 3 by 6, 3 by 7 maybe, no, 3 by 8 even, yeah. And it just was not possible to fit like a couch in there with a television and all of that, so I just used that space for like some storage space right here. Again, these partitions, these are partitions that I used. I think they are from what is it, wellness, no, it's not wellness day, what is it called, spa day, they're from spa day. And I put them on top of each other again, just as I did with the partitions, the other ones, and to create this kind of door. I used the same technique in the upstairs bedroom, where I also used the partitions as a sliding door for the wardrobe. Yeah, small bathroom here. I used some NoCC art from the gallery. I will link to that in the description, of course. And here we are in the gym that I built in this house. I'm kind of proud of myself that I actually built a couple of rooms that I never built. So it's a gym, it's a photo studio, and they can actually be used in gameplay. Most of the time when there are a couple of rooms left you don't know what to do with, they have weird sizes, and like a gym oftentimes needs a lot of space. Therefore I rarely ever build one, so you have to really plan to build one to have room for it. But here it kind of worked, and I'm happy that I didn't make it a laundry room or like put another like seating area there, or a den, or I don't know, another bedroom. Well, bedroom would be usable, I guess, but yeah, I'm glad I incorporated a gameplay element here that's that I usually neglect. So this is a later build session. I wasn't really happy with the look of the outside here, and I changed it and used even more wooden wall decorations, and later on I will change it even more, but I will get to that later. And here I used, this is also something I've never done before, I used what is it, it's like a sign, like a restaurant sign from Dine Out, and I used it as a headboard. I never thought of that. And for this one you actually wouldn't necessarily need the tool mod, so you just plop a wall there, and you have basically all the freedom in the world to position it, because it is mounted to a wall. Pretty neat, relatively quick, so yeah, I was happy about that. This is the master bathroom. Again, these wall decorations I guess are from Get to Work, and I have also never used these before, I think. this house has a lot of firsts for me apparently, because I also can't recall creating a toddler room, which I'm doing here. I usually don't find these very interesting to decorate. I don't know, it's not really what I like to do, but the family that I plan to put in this house for the cinematic shots later on, they had a toddler, and so I figured, yeah, this would be an opportunity to actually, you know, find a place for the toddler room and decorate it. Yeah, this is the photo studio I was talking about earlier. I could have done a little bit more with it, but it is what it is. I think it looks fine. And now we're approaching the finish line. So I was never really happy with the look of the roof, and I went through a couple of versions. The one you see here is not the final one, so this will be there. I did again use T.O.O.L to create like a visual element on the roof, but in the end I decided to continue the look from the roof over the entry area and put plants all over them. So here you see me put a gabled roof on the top, but in the cinematic shots you'll see that the final look is actually a bit different. So this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, follow, comment, check out my Instagram, Taffissimo_builds, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.